Hi, and welcome to the Tommy Sandhu podcast. This one is with a personal trainer called Alton. Alton Thelwell is a personal trainer who works around the corner from me. Now, he actually trained my wife for several sessions for a long time. Actually, my wife knows him a lot better than I do. After she had our second baby, Logan. And so, I kind of knew him. I knew him from the gym anyway. We'd see each other, we'd say hi, we'd chatter, but it was more of a joke and a laugh. And I didn't really believe in personal trainers. I thought, no, it's fine. I know enough about training. I can do it all myself. But actually, when I look back on the last 3 years, Alton was very instrumental in my personal weight loss. I've lost 3 stone in 2 years. It started in January 2020, and here we are now, January 2022. 3 stone. And there's some key things that he did that triggered that, which we're going to talk about right now. And also, as everyone's kind of getting ready for the year ahead and wants to kind of be the best version that they can be of themselves, and there's all that kind of cheesy, motivational, upbeat stuff out there, I just wanted to have a real chat with a real trainer who gets it, who trains a lot of people, and hopefully pick up some tips on how we can get in shape or into whatever shape we want to be in, or improve ourselves for the year ahead. He's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine and my wife's. It's Alton, the personal trainer. Hey!
Bonsoir,
Hey!
Mr. Tommy Sandhu.
You busted me. Look, wow. Look at this. It's not just because I'm talking to you. Look, there you are with your protein and your greens. Look at me. Look at me.
Whoa! All right. Yeah.
I'm on the double chocolate protein cookie, which it shouldn't be allowed to call itself a cookie because it's not. It's just. It's just like a crumbly, slightly chocolatey mush of things for the. I mean, and I know, like a proper OT cookie is something different. But totally. this will do the job. I've got used to this now. I've given up the other stuff pretty much. I'm not too bothered by it.
Yeah.
How are you? You all right? Busy day?
I'm good. Yeah.
January's busy for PTs, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's that time, right? New Year's resolutions and all that palaver. So
yeah,
people wanna, undo all of the, the end of December. Everyone the whole of December. No one trains. Everyone just goes, oh yeah, I'll wait till Jan. Go crazy, and then they come to the door
and then I'll sort myself out. And then they go, right, can you fix Christmas, please? So I've got so many questions straight off the bat. Firstly, you picked up one bottle of drink there, and it was a green thing. You picked up another bottle there, and then it was like a clear drink. What are you drinking? What is that? What are in those two? Because they're in little mixer bottles as well. So obviously some kind of potion, some PT potion.
Okay. Number 1. That's just a green juice. So spirulina, the main kind of ingredient. Then I've like a mixed blend, wheatgrass, chlorella, different green algae and stuff.
I think I got a cousin called Spirulina. I think it sounds like what an Asian name. Yeah, hey, Spirulina.
Spirulina.
Yeah. No, sorry. What does Okay, just straight up. I've got so many questions. What does Spirulina do, and why is it like? Yes, you must get your Spirulina in. What's that?
Yeah, it's just the green algae that's found in the oceans and stuff. And you just got to think it's been there for hundreds of years, so it's absorbed all that light and all that goodness. And then scientists, people, they end up finding out these weird, wonderful things, doing research on them and realizing, they've got good properties in them and stuff. And then it's just you get high amounts of good nutrients in these foods. So they're worthwhile implementing into your diet if you choose. They're not essential, but I'm a bit extreme, so I like anything that's gonna give me an edge.
Well, okay. Well, let's start with that. Let's just talk about you and let's introduce you to the people, because you're in phenomenal shape, and I mean that. Like, are you in the best condition of your life? Would you say? Or are you constantly getting better? And what is better? That is probably another thing altogether, because you used to play football. I know that you got plagued with injury. I know that knee injury, right? Still probably niggling. Still probably something there, knee wise, or is your Is your knee good as gold now?
I mean, yeah, we're looking at 15, 16 years ago when I done the knee. I've had 10 operations in that time. I've got no cartilage, it's bone on bone. So I've had to look at ways to kind of be able to train without messing my knee up. And that's been a 15, 16-year journey, right? And because I refuse to kind of allow that to stop me, I'll go down any hole to find the answer. And what that does is you end up finding out weird and wonderful things that can help with the body, So my knee at the moment, honestly, touch wood, it feels really good. But my surgeons and stuff, the people that have done surgery on me, they'd say, Alton, stop. Like, you're in good shape, don't push the leg too much. And they're really trying to stop me from training hard. But I rebuke that. I'm like, I've built it this way via, they'd say taking a risk, pushing it. But I know if the leg is strong and I've built strong muscles around that joint, I feel amazing. So I don't stop. I keep going. And it's good for me. So my knee feels.
Okay, so we like I said, this is thank you first of all for coming on. So much I want to ask you, so much I want to share, so many things I want to tap into. I'm going to use your expertise for. But first and foremost, I'm going to take a little moment out and say thank you, because you've trained Binny, you've trained my wife for a long time. You kickstarted her regime, after which she had our second child, Logan. You were there, you trained her, and she's still training every day. She trains every day in the garage, at home, and and the spirit of Alton lives on. Even though she's not training with you, she kind of picked up her skills. She knows what she's kind of doing now. She knows she kind of does her kind of HIIT workouts or her training and whatever. So it's worked really well for her. And I got to say, man, she will tell you herself, it's like medicine for her now. Her training is to back her out, is to kind of check. She, as you know, she's highly strung. She's a wired kind of person. She's busy. She's 100 miles an hour. She wants to be a mum. She wants to be in the working world. She wants to do those things. And I knew really just from passing in the gym, like we had mutual friends, like, hey, what up, pal? Hey, what up, Tommy? That was it. That kind of chat. But then I saw more of the wonders of what you can do when it worked with Bin. She raves about you so much as well. But then you said something to me, and I don't even know if you remember this. All right, well, you grabbed the juice. So you grabbed the clear one. It was to do with the green juices. And it was at the end of 2019, so just pre-lockdown. And I said to you, I kind of dip in and out. I do a bit of training, then I stop for a bit, I put on a bit of weight, and then I lose it a bit. And you went, "Are you on any protein shakes? You on any greens? You anything like that?" And I went, "No." And you went, "Right, I'll send you some links." And you sent me the links and 3 things on Amazon. I bought them, which is a protein shake, like chocolate protein, the super greens, and the glutamine. Right?
Okay.
I would say that single-handedly is the main reason I've lost 3 stone in those 2 years, because it worked for me. I woke up in the morning. I didn't want breakfast. I never wanted breakfast in the morning because I would always want to just get going with the day. And I'd get hungry about 11:30. I'd have that protein shake with a double espresso, and then I'd train. I wasn't. People go, "Oh, you're skipping a meal." I go, "No, I'm not skipping a meal. I wouldn't have eaten anything anyway. I'll make up for it later on. Don't get me wrong. I'll eat when I want to eat." But that work, I still do it to this day. I still have that set. So I have the greens, and we're now regular subscribers on Amazon to those 3 things. And I think that because then when I had that, I wasn't then eating, because people, you've got to eat something for breakfast. You must eat breakfast. Breakfast is an important meal of the day. And I'm like, it doesn't work for me. I do that, I train, then I'm hungry, and I have something like a nice chicken salad for lunch, and I have a proper meal. I snack on fruit, protein cookies, or protein, even chocolate bars, but all protein stuff. It works. I'm still enjoying food. I enjoy whatever food I want. If I want KFC, I love KFC. Want a pizza? But I found my little balance. Now, I know I'm not at your level, right? Of leanness, but you have a complete commitment to it. And I know it's on another level, but we'll get to that. But I want to say thank you for that, really, because that, in a sea of advice, we get told so many things by people all the time. Hey, bro, you should try this. Hey, bro, you should try that. And I suppose it's only at a certain age where it all starts to click and come together. But surely I can't be the only one saying that. You don't know these things at 22, 23 when, your metabolism is firing and you can do anything you like.
Yeah. I mean, right, thanks for that, because I didn't realize that, so much goes on in my life that I forget that conversation I've had with you. So it reminds me of, what's been going on, because I get lost in my own matrix. So now that's brilliant that you're still keeping up with that kind of regime and that it works for you, right? Because that's what you said. In the end, it works for me. And ultimately, there's so much advice. And sometimes you just got to try something and see how you feel, instead of going to too many places. Just try something for a bit, for a month, see how you feel, and then take it from there. But what I told you with the green juice and stuff, obviously it's a liquid. And if you're not eating breakfast in the morning, it's probably easier to just sip on it, crack on, sip on it. And then that will slowly, sometimes it takes me 3 hours to get through a juice, because sometimes I load it up, it's like an 800 calorie power juice. And sometimes it's a 200 calorie, just, a light snack. But you did that. And that's quite good for your gut health. Because I tell people, just have a liter of water maybe in the morning before anything, clear the gut out, then put some nice green algae and spinach ground up in a NutriBullet, get a good green juice, a bit of lemon juice, whatever it is. The protein shake that I told you, I think, is it Vital Whey, or is it a whey protein, or is it
it's a whey. It's a whey.
Right. So it will be a pure, like, grass-fed whey protein, so a really pure one, not like the stuff that is sold on the masses. Getting that in the system just helps curb your appetite and stuff, and makes you satiated. So it's just a nice way to start the day. And like you probably found it, you're like, actually, this feels good. And you'd only know if you did it, instead of going, let me check that out. And then you just go on a rabbit hole and stuff.
And it was nice to know with the greens, you're like, oh yeah, there is all these, because I forgot that it's spirulina or whatever, all those things. It's got all these things in it. You're like, these are nutrients and things that I wouldn't get in a regular diet. So I'm not saying it's a replacement. I'm not trying to do all that because I don't have the scientific backing to do that. What I'm saying is, it was nice to kind of go, I've got all this stuff. I love veg. I eat all the veg I want. And I have that veg with my food all the time. But this gives me that little boost. And at least I know goodness has gone in first thing. And it's also a mindset thing. And I know you're big on mindset. And like, well, look at you with your knee and what you just said. That I know I've started the day, like I say, nice glass of water, to the green juice, okay, coffee, but that's me much getting my little pow zing, step, little spring in my step. And then off I go to kind of have my little workout. But you see, like you said, you have these conversations with hundreds, if not thousands of people over the years. We've passed each other at not only one gym that I worked at, but another one gym that you worked at, but another gym I then went to. It's like, see, our mirrored lives out. We're maybe separated at birth. I should have your body. It's like twins, right? But like now, with all those people, what is it? Here's the question: what does it take to stick with it? What is the kind of, I suppose, the common denominator amongst all those people, the ones that you see that achieve their results, and the ones that maybe let go of their focus or whatever it is along the way? What does it come down to? If someone's listening to this right now and they go, man, I want to do it, but I don't know. Yeah,
I think it's take the pressure off yourself and just do something and stick to it. So whether that's 10 minutes a week, a 10-minute walk on a Monday, and that's all you did. If you are consistent, that's going to breed a certain habit, right? So after 4 weeks of doing it, 5 weeks, you might go on to 15-minute walk, 20-minute walk. And then you start thinking, you know what? I won't just do it Monday. I'm going to do it Monday and put Wednesday. And it builds up the habit, and it builds up those networks in your brain. And then you get wired. Just like you don't wake up, you brush your teeth without thinking. You wake up and going for my walk. And it's building that habit up. But that, I think back in the day, they used to say it takes 3 weeks to build a habit. Like research says, no, it doesn't. It's much longer. I think it's something like more going towards 180 days, of consistently doing, finally becomes natural and a habit. But it really is getting started with something and just do it and commit to it. And then that builds up the confidence to keep doing it. And then you start enjoying it. You need it. It becomes natural. And it's just going through that process with most things, to be honest, because we'll all talk and, but I read about this diet, that diet, and you're doing that training, you're doing a HIIT, you're doing weights. And and it gets to the point now, I'm just like, just something. Like, all this talking, you're going to do my head in. You know, can you commit to something and do it? And let's have a chat in 6 weeks, please. Thank you. Off. Like, because a lot of things do work. You know what I'm saying? It's not one way, you know, works. There's many ways. There are many ways to skin a cat. So it really is consistency. It's so big, consistency. If you're not consistent, you know, you're not gonna get results. And like you say, people do come off the wagon and don't fall off. They do for 4 weeks and then you don't see them for 4 weeks. And then that becomes like a mindset thing that goes more into psychology, you know, and what's making you stop. And that's, I guess, the deeper combo. That's more of a one-to-one. Do you get what I mean? To find out what's going on in their life. And it can go down its own rabbit hole. That can go anywhere, by the way.
Yeah,
that can go I bet. We can start getting deep into there, you know, and then the conversation branches way more in depth.
Do people open up to you on that level? Because there you are to kind of make them work out. But I see people having conversations with a PT. The relationship with the PT is it's an intimate relationship, because they come to you saying, I ain't happy. I'm not happy with me, you know, and therefore that it's very easy, fine line to go from I'm not happy with my physical me to kind of, and by the way, one thinks he's all that because he's, you know, he's Tommy Sandhu, you know, or I don't get on with my other half, or, you know, or I've been single for so long, or I'm this, or my mum and dad, or living at home, or money pressures, I don't know, whatever. But there's a psychologist kind of psychotherapy element to what you and all personal trainers, surely, because the head game and physical game are so well linked.
Oh, listen, massive. And I stopped playing football. I always knew towards the end of my career that I need to stay gym based to keep everything going. You know, even just on a health front and with me, I knew I needed to be around the gym at any point. So I knew I was going to become a PT, and I was looking at it for those elements, right? I help people train. I'm able to train myself, and that's it. To the world of PT, and I think depending on your personality as well, though, people are going to get close to you, meaning that we're talking about your physical shape, and that's going to lead on to like, okay, did you do this? Did you do that? And they're going to say, oh, no, I couldn't do that because of this. And then if you're a caring person, let's say, you're going to, I follow that up a little bit. Okay, so yeah, what was that? You know, and I won't push. Normally, I just open up. Once they feel comfortable with you and you've created a safe space for them, that's what I've realized now. Looking back on my, let's say, 10-year journey of PT, I'm like, what is it? Why do you open up to me? And it's because there's zero judgment. You know, when they come to me, I'm not looking at you going, oh, why haven't you? I'm empathetic. I'm like, you know what? I can understand why it's hard for you. Once they feel that in you, then they open up more. And then it goes wherever it needs to go. For me, anyway, not every trainer is going to be like this, but I'm happy to delve as deep as you need to, because ultimately, if you're at peace, then the training comes as well. You know, if you can feel more peaceful, then we can still get the training done. But I think as I've gone on this journey, I've realized that your mental health actually is more important than actually just this physical thing. If we can get that right, that's going to come. That's my role. I'm a personal trainer by trade. Yeah. But obviously, you know, I'm studying counselling, well, which by default I kind of stumbled into. But it just makes sense because I've always been doing it by default anyway with my clients. So yeah.
But what about you then? Why did you, sorry, because you just touched on it then. You said, why did you know, okay, football's over, you know, professional football. I have to be close to a gym. Why, or how did you know? Because that's key for you to recognize that in yourself at a young age, before all your PT experience, before your client experience, to kind of go, this is my thing, this is my drug, this is my addiction, or this is where I'm going to get myself balanced out from. How do you know that? When do you know that?
I think for me, it was more, I played football since 11. So always done some type of activity in sports. I've done karate. Then I turned professional at 16. And you've got to think, my body only knows training from the age of 16. Get up, half training at the training ground, 90-minute training, 2 hours, have lunch, maybe do an afternoon session, not go home. I used to sleep. I used to power nap. I still do that. I power nap in the day, and then evening.
40 minutes? 40 minutes? What is it that you say?
Yeah, it depends. If we're getting really technical, 26 minutes is a good, it's about right. That can go up to around 45 minutes. That's a nice small power nap. If you're going to go longer, hit 9, because if you go 60, you're going to wake up when you're in your deep sleep, and no one likes that. You wake up and you just don't know what day it is. So you don't
so
really want to.
26, 45, or 90. That's
yeah.
Okay,
around
good.
around those figures are good. Around those figures are good.
So you used to do that. You used to have your little naps.
Yeah, you used to have my power nap, and then go gym in the evening. I used to go gym in the evening, and not every footballer did that. So I was a little bit more extreme on that. I had 2 sessions in my week: the football training sessions and my own personal gym session. Now the gym session, I look at it and go, why was I going gym? And my brain, the way it worked, I'm like, okay, I'm a professional footballer, 1. So I want to stay fit and strong, 2. But also aesthetically, I wanted to still look strong. So there's aesthetics, 100%. I weren't just doing this just for football. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to look good, right? But then the ice on the cake is, and it's going to help me in football. To me, it was a no-brainer. Why am I not doing that? So I used to go gym most evenings. I'd be in the gym, 8 o'clock, whatever, doing my session, last one out of there, and then come home and I'd do that on repeat. So I knew I've had that drilled into me for years. So I was very aware that once I stop football, there is I'm aware enough to know that you can't be doing something that long and then stop. And then I believe my mental health won't be the same, 100%. All of a sudden, I'm not as active. Something was going to give. So I needed something to transition into. So that I just went boom into PT, which then opened up a new array of learning and pushing that side of things, doing weights and building my physique even more. And that's been good for me, That's how I knew. I was just aware enough to know if I don't do that, I don't know what's going to happen. And that's a genuine, that's real talk. I'm like, retiring from football was hard for me because I felt like I was fit, but my knee was giving up. So mentally, that was hard for me. So,
that must feel quite unfair. That must feel unjust and unfair because you're like, I'm good, but it's like the referee stopping the match, or like a boxing referee's kind of going, "Nah, you're done." You're like, "No, I'm still good to carry on." But like, no, mate, your knee, you cannot carry on. That's it. It's over, and that's almost, you're looking at your body like it's a separate part of your body, and kind of going, "You're letting me down." The knee's bailed out, but the 98% of your body is going, "No, we're good to carry on."
Yeah. Oh man, I can't even tell you how mentally draining and hard that what you just said there, that with my knee. And to be honest, when I got my knee injured at the age of, I think 24, 25. And we thought it was just going to be short term. Little operation, out for 1 month, back to business. Didn't work out like that. And it was after the second operation, he said, "Look, this is career threatening." So that means you might have, right? And I'm sitting there going, I can hear him talking, but my brain's going, hell no. Like, are you crazy? Like, you think you're going to end this now? So already my psyche's just a little bit, I'm going to fight fire with fire straight away. There's no chance I'm letting it win. That's my psyche. But that whole journey took 16 months and 4 operations. And many times people were like, you might want to, and like stop. There was 0 chance, and that's the thing for me. I had that, something in me that would not allow me to give up. And it was hard. Could
that fact that you said, a routine takes 6 months to get into that routine from a young age, that was it. That's the way you're now wired, created. Training's never going to stop. And that's really what you're saying to people. It's like, start and stick with it and get going. And before you know it, people talk about this all the time. Like, just, what do they say? Who is it? The Rock that says, just show up. Whose tagline is that? Just show up at the gym. Well, I think it's one of them, or someone famous. Because just show up, go there. Even if you do 20 minutes, then you go home, and when you go back, do 25, and you might do another 20, and then you do another 30. Like you obviously had that already ingrained into you to just keep going. And it was always going to be that way. And that's really what you're saying. I want people to come away with little nuggets from this podcast. I want people to hear it and kind of go, okay, where do I start then? Or how do I pick things back up? Because, again, a lot of people that are going to be listening to this are my sort of age. Would have been people that maybe had a bit of game about them in their 20s, they looked all right, and now they're looking down and the belly's overhanging a little bit, or things aren't quite where they're, people will say that thing of, yeah, but my metabolism's changed because I've got older. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, so it is you talk about like metabolism. Yeah, it does slow down, but take those variables out of it. Things that you can't, I guess, kind of control. We put that to one side, and then we say, what can we do? And then what we can do is start. Like I said, we can start. And I appreciate how hard that is for many. Just to drive your car into the gym, park up, get your bag, walk into the changing room, and go up them stairs. It's daunting. Like, people might not open up about that, but it's daunting for people. They're like, oh, I'm out of shape. What am I going to look like? Everyone's going to look at me. I wonder what I'm doing. And then this big story gets made up in your head, right? And then you just go, I'll leave it. And it is, if you've got someone that can, a coach or someone that can just help you get in there and give you the confidence, because I think a lot of times that's what I've done. Like, some people just have no confidence whatsoever, and all I've been able to do is just hold their hand and say, look, it's fine. Don't worry. If we just do one little half a push-up today, we're winning. I don't care if for the whole 1 hour we don't want. I let them know that's a win. Yeah, we're on the route. We've got started, and then once you can get that into people's heads, just start. The next bit would be, don't beat up as well. On the flip side of that, if you fall off, it's fine. It's okay. We're human, but can we just get back going again? Don't be too hard. Get back going. Get back on. Let's take that first step. Once you do that a few times, like we've just established, it becomes easier. But you do have to start. You do have to do it. And that's where I guess someone like me or any coaches we're there to give you that confidence to get going, get started, get going, and then from there we let you go on. You're on your own now, that kind of thing.
Right, and ultimately, is that the dream? Is that the ideal scenario? Is that the kind of the life arc of a personal trainer with a client, is to say, go, I want to set you free?
I mean, everyone's got their own take. A lot of my clients stick with me. Yeah, like, I'm talking like for the duration, because I guess they've got used to me training them, and I guess they're able to. But on the same side, some people do get to a level where they're comfortable and want to, their wings and do it themselves. And that's a beautiful moment as well, right? Seeing where they started and then letting them go and do their own thing, and they know they're so much more wiser to exercise and stuff. That's good as well. So I want one way that fits all, because even me, I would like a trainer. Do you know what I mean? I'd like a trainer to just show up. I ain't got to think. Yeah, right, Bill, what's that thing? What are we doing today? I ain't got to be the brain. I'm always going in the gym, rehearsing my own session. All right, we're going to do that. Yeah, what we got? 52 minutes, right? So it'd be nice to just turn up. Here you stand. Yeah, high five. What? Oh, that. So there's positives to it, but I wouldn't say there's one set thing. But the main thing you want for your client is to get well versed in exercise. Yeah, to feel better about themselves, and to be capable to be able to do it on their own. I think from that place, that's a beautiful thing.
Well, I got to say, you definitely did that with my wife, and that's why I think she's absolutely fine. Our garage now has a rack of weights. It has our cross trainer. It has a few different. And it's almost surprising that we've both become that way, because we both enjoyed going to the gym, but I suppose we've picked up our little techniques. I'm trying to add to your point. I find just because you touched on it there, and you said about just showing up and starting with one thing. I am not a runner. I've never enjoyed running, and I would never class as a runner. I think I've got long limbs. I've got a dodgy knee, bit of an achy hip. lower back tightness, this and the other from basketball over the years. But I run now twice a week, and I'm on the cross train at least 3 or 4 times a week. But I run because exactly what you said, it's become my routine. It's just become something I've done now for probably since lockdown. It started off with cycling and then into running. But I run at my pace. And that's, I come back to what you said. So I did, first time I did 5K, it took me about 7-8 attempts to do it. And then I did it in 50 minutes, 45. I now run my 5K in 34, 35 minutes, right? Sometimes 33. And that's just fine. My wife, Binny, she can run it in 22, 23 minutes. She's quicker than I, way quicker than I. But I'm like, my knees can't do that. I'll hurt my back. But guess what? If I run it in 34, 35 minutes, tomorrow I could run it again. Whereas if I run it in 22, I'm out for 4 weeks, right? You know, my knees swollen up. So I want to say, like, through you, through trainers, through going to the gym, through reaching a certain age, through talking to people, I realized you got to learn about yourself. And I think that's what a PT does. That's what you do when you say you're talking to people about their headspace, you're talking to people about their physical space, where they're at. It's about understanding yourself and just doing something that works for you. Have you got some kind of key final words you want to pass on to the peoples out before we wrap up? Like, you know, like my thing is, like you say, my thing is, if you just run a K, walk a K, crawl a K, go around the block and come back. And tomorrow it's one more step, but before you know it, it quickly trickles up and it becomes something.
Exactly that. It's the key pointers are, you know, one, be kind to yourself. I know that's been said a lot, but actually knowing that, you know what, it's okay. First of all, it's okay. Wherever you're at, it's fine. Yeah, nobody's judging, you know, it's okay. The second part is get started. Get started with whatever you can do, yeah? And be happy with that in your heart, be comfortable and just go. And then from there, you do it again. You got a week. I don't mind if it's 10 minutes a week, but can we build up consistency? So after 4 weeks, you've done 4 lots of 10 minutes. Well done. Congratulate yourself. We move on to month 2, you know? Build up that momentum. Build it up. If you fall off a little bit, you can reflect and go, okay, why did I fall off? That happened, and correct it so that maybe next time it doesn't. But don't overly beat yourself up if you fall off. Just reevaluate it and let's go again. Your mind's going to tell you, use every single excuse you can imagine to stop you from starting again. Everything.
Yeah.
So be aware of that. Say, oh, here he goes. He's going to be yapping. You're going to be like, no. I know tomorrow I'm going to take that first step. And if it's only 10 steps, it's fine. Do it. Commit to that. And then, yeah, keep that consistency going. And once you do that, you feel more confident within yourself. And then you'll end up branching further in, you know, you'll start doing more. You'll start feeling good and then going, oh, maybe I'll join the class. Oh, I see Thingy's doing that over there. You know, it's gonna start the thing. Oh, you might go to a trainer, you know, you might get that confidence. Yeah, I've been walking every day and I feel really good. And then you're going to the trainer's like, all right, they're in good spirits. We can keep this going. I can advance you a bit more, you know? And it is literally, like you say, get started. And you will build up that consistency and
good on you. Listen, thank you, Al. I knew you'd be full of positivity. What I've always loved about you is you care about the mind as well as the physicality. And I've seen that with the conversation we've had. I know you're about positivity. I know you're about mindfulness. I know you're about looking after your clients, and you care. You see that. You see that in the relationship that you have with all your clients. So thank you for taking the time out. Where can people find you on social media? What's the official Instagram handle?
It's _AT the PT. That's the handle on Instagram. So yeah, most people can find me on that platform.
Top man. Thank you, Al. I'll catch you very, very soon. I'll no doubt see you out and about and see you in the gym. All right, bro.
Tommy, I appreciate it. Thanks for getting me on your podcast. Take care, mate.
No worries, man. All the best. Cheers, bro.
All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.
I heard, genuinely, this is just as a fact, I heard that if you hit subscribe to this podcast now, if you have subscribed,
on Apple or on Spotify or on JioSaavn or wherever you are listening right now, if you are subscribing and getting that on a regular, which means you get the little notification when the new episode comes out, this is a fact. Don't tell no one else's. If you hit subscribe, you can eat as many jalebis as you want and you will never put on weight. I know. I don't understand the logic. It makes no sense to me. I mean, how's a podcast relate to the DNA way in which your body breaks down jalebi sugar stuff running through your... I don't understand, but what I do know, it's a little cheat to life. So if you like jalebis, then you should hit subscribe to this podcast. Oh, and follow us on social media too. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow us, eat jalebis, be happy.